Long, long ago, in a quiet little village near the Sea of Galilee, lived a cheerful boy named Eli. He had curly hair, twinkling eyes, and a heart full of kindness. Eli wasn't rich or important, but he had something very special, a generous spirit. Every morning, Eli helped his mother bake bread in their clay oven. This morning was no different. Mama said, "Eli, come help me knead the dough. You're getting strong." Eli answered, "I'm going to be stronger than Papa soon." They laughed together. When the bread was done, Mama wrapped 5 small barley loaves in a cloth. She added 2 small fish that Papa had caught earlier. Mama said, "Take this lunch with you, Eli. I heard Jesus is nearby teaching again. Maybe you'll hear something wonderful today." "Thanks, Mama. I hope I get close enough to hear him," said Eli. Eli tucked the bundle into his bag and raced off. The sun was high, and a gentle breeze swept across the hills as Eli joined a huge crowd, men, women, and children, all gathered to see Jesus. Eli stood on his tiptoes. Eli said to himself, "Wow, so many people." He weaved through legs and robes until he got a spot near the front. Jesus stood on a hillside, smiling at everyone. His voice was warm and kind. Jesus was teaching. He said, "Blessed are the peacemakers. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness." Eli listened, wide-eyed. His heart felt like it was glowing. As the hours passed, everyone grew tired and hungry. Up on the hill, Jesus turned to his disciple Philip. Jesus asked, "Where can we buy bread to feed all these people?" Philip scratched his head and said, "Master, even if we worked for months, we wouldn't have enough money." Another disciple, Andrew, was nearby. He had been watching the crowd too. Just then, little Eli came forward. Eli tugged on Andrew's robe and said, "Mister, I have a lunch. It's not much. Just 5 loaves and 2 little fish. But maybe Jesus can use it?" Andrew knelt beside him, amazed. Andrew took the fish and loaves from Eli and said, "Look, Jesus, this boy is offering his food. It's small, but it's something." Jesus looked at Eli and smiled gently. Jesus touched Eli's head and said, "Thank you, child. You've given more than food. You've given from your heart." Jesus told everyone to sit down on the grassy hillside. Over 5,000 people were there. He took Eli's lunch, looked up to heaven, and blessed it. Then he handed it to the disciples to pass around. And something miraculous happened. The bread didn't run out, the fish didn't run out. Basket after basket was passed, and everyone ate until they were full. Even the crumbs filled 12 baskets. Eli watched in amazement. Eli asked a woman beside him, "How did he do that? It was just my lunch." The woman smiled and said, "Sometimes little things become big miracles in God's hands." As the crowd began to leave, people were buzzing with joy. Eli felt something special stir inside him, not just because his lunch fed thousands, but because he had trusted Jesus with what he had. He ran all the way home. His mother was surprised to see Eli home so early. She said, "You're back already? Did you eat your lunch?" Eli was smiling and beaming with joy and answered, "I gave it to Jesus and he fed everyone with it." His mother laughed and asked, "What do you mean?" And Eli told her the whole story about Jesus, the loaves, the fish, and the miracle. Mama hugged him tightly and said, "See what happens when you give from the heart?" And from that day on, little Eli was never the same. He learned that no gift is too small when given in love, and that God can use anyone, especially children, to do great things. Moral of the story: even when we feel small or like we don't have much, God can do big things through our kindness and willingness to share.